Hey guys, my name is Ali and I am a data and analytics consultant. Many Power BI dashboards look great, but behind the report they can be slow, confusing, or tough to maintain. The problem is almost always with the data model or DAX measures when you experience these types of issues. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some key practices to build data models that are well structured, scalable, and that works well with the business. Let's talk about what makes a great data model in Power BI. First of all, why is it important to have a good data model? The data model is the foundation of any Power BI report, and a good data model improves the performance in terms of how the report performs and data loads and other parts. Maintainability, a good data model is much easier to maintain over the long run when you start out. Much easier with a clean, simple data model, and then the use cases adds up and it grows and then becomes harder and harder to maintain. So a good data model will improve that, and also the end user experience. A good data model means a better end user experience in terms of the reports that are connected to that data model. And without a strong data model, even great visuals will fall short, which means that if you know how to visualize data great, you know how to design good reports, you need a good data model to back it up because that is the true foundation. Good data models reduce errors, increase adoption, and support long-term success. Very important. The data modeling is 60, 70, 80% of the part, and the report is 20, 30%. Depends. But it's something you really want to nail and you want to get correct from the get-go. Key benefits, performance. Star schema means better model compression and faster queries. So that means that if you use a star schema, which is what Power BI very much aligns towards, you'll get better compression. When you store the model, it'll store down better and you'll get faster queries in terms of the reports. Try to avoid complex relationship as Power BI works with simpler models and relationships. And what I mean by that is relationship between dimensions and fact tables. Use simple one-way, many-to-one relationships works the best. Remove unnecessary columns or tables to minimize the memory use, which means if you have wide fact tables, make sure that you have the columns that you only need. Same with dimension tables. Of course, they have few rows, but if you don't need the table, you don't need the columns, try to remove and remove what you don't need. And that will result in faster responding filters in Power BI, better dashboards that are faster, and again, a positive end user experience. Very important in terms of performance. Maintainability, another key benefit that you get from good data models. Logical relationship makes troubleshooting easier. So if you have bidirectional or relationships that doesn't really make sense in a data model, it's not that easy to troubleshoot. If you have logical one-way, many-to-one, it's more logical, it makes more sense in the data modeling world with star schemas, etc. Easier to troubleshoot what is going on with your model. In terms of maintainability, good models means that it's easier to write good measures. They will be reusable. You can branch them, and you'll get more consistency in your calculations. So again, this comes back to not just the tables and the columns and the model itself, but also the measures that you put into the data model. As the data model grows, it's easier to extend it with new fields or sources without breaking existing report, because there aren't dependencies. That doesn't really make sense because it's a clean, well-structured data model. And it's easier to both test and get better result, more correct data, if you have a data model which is set up correctly and is maintained correctly over time. In terms of usability, you have to think about that there's many different ways you're going to use the data model, but especially you'll have friendly table. Column names makes it easier for people who are building a report and analysts to use elements from the data model. Very important. Clean field list means easier exploration. So you have tables with sensible column names, measures, etc. Easier to explore these lists and get what you're looking for when you use the data model. I've written that proper filtering makes the data model just work. And what I mean by that is the way you filter from dimension to fact tables. It just makes sense that a dimension has a one way to filter down to a fact table, because you have a lookup table and you have a table where the calculations are, and you're using the lookup table to look up something in the fact table. So it just makes sense that way. That's just how it works. And then when you have good data models with high-level usability, you can have one data set or semantic model which supports many reports. And again, you get a high level of trust and reuse, because there's one place where you add the tables, one place where you have the common names, one place where you have the measures, and that is being reused and trusted across many reports because it comes from one semantic model. Yeah. Some principles to follow that are good to think about: use a star schema with fact and dimension tables. If you don't know those terms, you should look up star schema, fact and dimension table. Very, very important in terms of having good data models. Lean towards one-to-many and not many-to-many relationships. If you have a many-to-many relationship, you should know very well why you have it, but mostly one-to-many is what you should have. Single direction filtering. Unless you need bidirectional filtering, again, you should know why you have bidirectional over single, because they have a purpose and a use case. And single is what you should be leaning towards. Measures are preferred over calculated columns to reduce the memory imprint. They're done on the fly in Power BI. You get a lot of flexibility with DAX. You also have DAX and calculated columns, but measures are preferred over calculated columns. And then remove unused rows and columns. It's just one of the best ways to get a faster data model is to remove columns and data you don't need, because it's just less overhead for the model. One of the first things you should do is see, do I actually need these tables? Do I need these rows? Do I need these columns? So think about those principles and the other principles that I have listed out here. Some modeling tips. Here there could be many more, but just a couple that I wanted to point out. Use numeric keys and proper data types on the different columns, preferably set before it goes into Power Query in Power BI, but think about that. Create your own date table as a dimension table and mark it as a date table in Power BI. Make sure, another thing is to make sure to turn off the auto date table function in the reports, so that Power BI doesn't generate a bunch of date tables for you backend. For each date field it finds in different facts. Make sure that in a fact table you have the same granularity of detail, which means you don't match monthly budgets rows with daily transaction rows into one fact table. You need to have the same granularity in fact tables. Make sure tables and columns have clear names, easy to understand name. Organize measures in folders or dedicated measure tables, and also naming convention, super important when it comes to measures. Couple Power BI tips. I touched on it. Turn off the auto date and time setting. If you don't know how to do that, look it up, but it's in, I believe it's under report settings, and you can go on the file and the default setting and you turn that off and it will remove some of the memory imprint. Format your measures properly, percentage, currency, etc. Do it on measure levels. You don't have to do it in every visualization while you drag it in. Be consistent. Clean and transform data in Power Query or in a step before Power Query, so that the data that ends up in the report is the data that you need for visualization, measures, other analytical use cases in Power BI. If you have technical fields or technical measures that are being used for different use cases, it can be measures that are enabling some specific filtering or some, there are sometimes you use measures to make visuals behave a certain way, and they aren't really used as calculations, just for filtering or behavioral stuff. You want to hide those technical fields. And then if you're thinking about the model, if it looks good, if it's set up correctly, use the model view with different perspectives and make sure that you check the relationships, check how it is connected, and that it makes sense. As you get more advanced, you can look into more optimization and monitoring. You can use the performance analyzer in Power BI or DAX Studio if you get more advanced. You can monitor the model size with Vertipack Analyzer, which looks at the imprint of different columns and tables in Power BI on the semantic model to see if there's something you can remove. Performance Analyzer and DAX Studio is more just how is the DAX and elements performing. This is more about memory imprint, the Vertipack Analyzer. Remember to test like an end user by checking filters, slicers, by checking roles if you have row level security, and then remember to document transformations for clarity and reuse. So these are some tools and things you can look at as you get more advanced in Power BI, working with semantic models. And And they're very useful when you get into more of those cornerstone challenges, or when it becomes larger models and it's hard to keep an overview without having tools that consolidate a lot of the information about the semantic model, memory imprint, and other things. Final words. A great model is your best investment in Power BI. Spend the time there, good naming, follow the principles that I've laid out. It really, really pays off long term. It will make everything faster, clearer, more reliable. It's just a much more solid foundation for your Power BI reports with a good data model. Remember to build with the future in mind, so focus on scalable, consistency, and user friendliness also in the data model. Early think about which domain does the model support. Is it for one report, several reports, naming, relationships, tables, columns? There's so much to think about to not only get the data model for that one report you're thinking about right now, but to make sure it's scalable and something that is a good foundation for future reports. So a couple final words here on data modeling in Power BI. Very important topic. The people who are the best in Power BI knows how to create great data models, and they also have mastered the design and the end user experience. But their main bread and butter and focus will usually be on the data model, because they know how important that is to create a good user experience at the end of the day for the people who's on the other side and that are using reports and hopefully getting their insight and questions answered. Thank you guys for watching. If your Power BI reports are struggling with performance or complexity, then the data model is where you should look first. I've written an article which goes into the subject in more detail, which you can find in the description below. And if your company needs help with reviewing a data model or improve one, then I'm more than happy to connect on either LinkedIn or email, and we can discuss and take a closer look at how to fix and improve it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.